Welcome back to another video on Influence with Sports. And let me say, Money in the Bank was not a bad pay-per-view by any means. It was not bad. Overall, I give it a rating of a 7 out of 10. Because there was a lot of stuff from Money in the Bank that I did enjoy. Now, the only thing that messed it up for me was really just the men's Money in the Bank match. Which I'm going to go out of order, and I'm going to start with that first, since that's the one thing I have a problem with the most. Usually go in order, but for this recap, I'm starting with the men's Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins, Penta, El Grande, Americano, not Chad Gable, Andrade, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight. This match could have been better. It was too much outside interference. Like, I knew the outside interference was coming, but it was really overdone and unnecessary. As the way the match started, you had all the baby faces to go after Seth since they got attacked by him on SmackDown the previous night. Then they all went after Solo, who Solo had some good facial expressions. Solo's a funny character. I like Solo Sikoa. He's been improving a lot. Grande had some cool spots. Commentary was talking about them being different based on their nipples. Commentary was on one. What's his name? Pat McAfee, Wade Baird. Don't know what that was on. Had 3 letters set up at one time with all 6 men fighting on the ladders, throwing blows at each other. Had Seth stump Solo, went for the title, but El Grande applied an ankle lock on the top of the ladder, which was one of the best spots of the match. I like that spot. Then Penta, I forgot what move he hit, but basically him and Seth went flying off the ladders. Solo started taunting Penta at one point. El Grande went on a flurry of suplexes for everybody. Like, El Grande was looking great in this match. Almost had me convinced El Grande was going to win at some point. Then El Grande, he did use the steel plate, but it didn't really matter much because LA Knight ended up taking him down anyways. Like, the steel plate didn't matter because it didn't lead to him getting a win. Pretty sure this is El Grande's first time losing a match. But then you had Braun Breaker, Brunson Reed come out there, Jacob Fatu, JC Mateo come out there, and it's like, this took away from the match because it was solely focused on them, those 2 factions going at it. Like, none of the men, all the men in Money in the Bank are just sitting there resting. Why? So nobody wants to make an attempt to go for the contract. Everybody just gonna sit there and rest and let them fight it out. Like, these people aren't part of the match. Like, they shouldn't have played such a big factor. And then as far as Seth goes, you have all these people he didn't attack. You still don't got Roman Reigns coming back yet. CM Punk didn't show up. Even Sami Zayn didn't even show up, who he's been feuding with. So it's like, are y'all feuding or not? So y'all just want to see him win Money in the Bank. Like, Sammy's talking about how bad Seth winning Money in the Bank is for the business, but you don't do anything to stop him from winning. So what's the point of that segment? So a lot of this is so stupid. Then Jacob Fatu turned during the match, which I'm not surprised, they once again they rushing stuff because they could have saved this for a little bit. I mean, they didn't build it up for a little minute, so I guess they might do it for SummerSlam, which I was predicting, but it still is rushed. Even if I did predict it, that doesn't take away the fact that it is being rushed a little bit. But I can get behind Solo versus Jacob Fatu. I'm not mad at that. I did want to see Solo win, but I'm not mad because he didn't win. I'm mad because Seth won. Because what does this do for Seth Rollins? Sometimes being a 2-time Money in the Bank winner can benefit you, but this does not benefit Seth. And don't say that he should win King of the Ring, because he shouldn't. That would be stupid. And Seth, a few weeks ago, literally just challenged for the title, based off of what Paul Heyman said to Jey Uso. And Jey Uso was like, I'll put the title on the line. Seth Rollins is a prestigious name in WWE. He's probably selling merch. I don't know how much. And then he's putting on good matches consistently, so he can easily get a championship match. People are enjoying his segments. He's over with the crowd, so he can and he's going to go down as an all-time legend. He can easily get a championship match by just asking for it. That's all he has to do. Him winning Money in the Bank is the worst decision they could have made. The only other bad decision in this match would have been Andrade, just because he's not a good promo. Because he's great in the ring. He would have just had a field cash in. It would have been a surprise, but Seth was definitely the worst option to win here. And since we're already out of order, I'm going to just keep going with the stuff, with the most important things that happened. The main event with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus Logan Paul, John Cena, a lot better than what I expected it to be. I thought this match, I didn't have high expectations for this match, but it ended up being a pretty solid match. I enjoyed it. It wasn't some spectacle of a match, but it was a fun match that I enjoyed. It did have a great ending to it. Jay being isolated most of the time, then Cena and Logan Paul, both of them having two big egos to coexist was a good story. And they ended up shoving each other. Even Logan Paul, when he tried to break up the pin, Cody noticed it and he moved out the way so Logan would hit Cena. And after Cena hit R-Truth, hit Cody with the belt, R-Truth came back because the ref still wasn't looking. So R-Truth came back and he attacked him. And I don't think the R-Truth thing is a work, because think about it. Think about how big the movement was for We Want Truth. I think that they had to renegotiate because they know how pissed the fans was, and they don't want to have to deal with that every show here in We Want Truth. Like, so I think they renegotiated his contract, like actually, because his contract was up. Like, I don't think they'll be lying about budget cuts and stuff like that. That's not a good way to work people, in my opinion. But yeah, I think they were able to contact him and renegotiate his contract because they know that they needed him back and they needed a proper payoff to the feud with Cena. And him being a heel is perfect. I mean, not being a heel, but even if he's still a babyface, but him a babyface with an edge, it works. But good main event, John Cena, Jey Uso, not Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso ended up getting the win, and Cody Rhodes actually pinned Cena, so we know he's gonna get a 3-match soon. Jay doing the spear to the table, but it not breaking, kind of threw me off. Then Logan did the moonsault to Jay, and the table broke. Like, the table should break on one attempt, but that's neither here nor there. But that was the best spot in the match, in my opinion. Let's see, the women's Money in the Bank. This match once again was better than the men's. I think it was better than last. I think it was better than last year too. Like, these women's Money in the Bank matches be cooking, and this was a great match. I enjoyed it. Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Stephanie Valkyrie, Julie, and Rhea Ripley. The way the match started with the three veterans, really, Rhea Ripley does count as a vet compared to the women that just got called up. They had a stare down with the newly called up NXT women. Then they went at it. That's how the match started. The vets versus the OGs versus the Rooks. Like they did something like that for War Games. Like, I would like that. But yeah, even though some people had to be heels and faces teaming up, man, they can make it work for War Games. Show that it's a new generation. Perez, she ended up driving Rhea through the ladder and hit a springboard moonsault. And Perez and Julie actually did a great job teaming up with each other, because obviously they were teammates at one point, and when they first got called up. So then they went back to they went back to a few weeks ago and started teaming up again in this match. Had Rhea buried under a few ladders. But after she got up from those ladders, she was out for vengeance for both of them, and they both regretted that. Naomi, she was bounced Rhea head off the ladder with, I forgot what that move's called. And Naomi had a spot where she started biting Stephanie like you're on the ladder. So I guess we just bite people in wrestling nowadays. Yeah, Rhea, she came. I already talked about the Rhea stuff. But some of the double spots like here doing the devil's kiss to Rhea on the ladder was a good spot. Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss hitting dual cold reds to Stephanie Valkyrie and Naomi on the ladders. That was definitely the best spot of this match. And it was pretty much perfected at the same time. They got the timing down pretty perfectly. And then Julie and Roxanne started pulling each other's hair, which was a cool spot. The riptide to Julie and Sister Abigail to Perez at the same time. That worked out well. Then Naomi hit she tipped Rhea and Alexa Bliss off the ladder, and she ended up climbing the ladder and get the briefcase and win. Naomi is very well deserving of winning Money in the Bank. She earned that. Since she's came back, she's had a good run, and it finally paid off. I don't think she should be the first woman to lose her cash-in. Women need to stay undefeated in the cashing in Money in the Bank. I do think Naomi should cash in. I think Jade should win Queen of the Ring and beat Tiffany, and Naomi should cash in after that, because they already had a story there, and their story isn't finna end anytime soon. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm happy that Naomi got the win. She earned this. Yeah. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. I think this was the better women's match of the night, but the women's Money in the Bank was a good match. The difference was Becky Lynch versus Lyra was a great match. Once again, they had really good chemistry, and they did this very well. Like Lyra didn't even let Lily. Who was doing it? It was Alicia Taylor. She didn't even let Alicia Taylor get finished with the intro. She was just like, I'm ready to fight. Like, she was out for vengeance. She was ready to fight Becky Lynch. Obviously, they have history. They didn't cost each other. Lyra didn't cost Becky her chance and Money in the Bank. Obviously, because Becky attacked her after their last match and she turned on her. So, it's been a good story with these two. I still think Naomi and Jade's been the better feud. But Becky and Lyra have been telling a good story, and it's still not over, which I like, because I think hopefully Bayley comes back at some point to make it a triple threat. But you have Lyra, Becky was throwing Lyra around on the outside of the ring early on. Then Becky was trash talking, good heel work. You should be trash talking during the match. Lyra reversed the manhandle slam, which Becky did go for kind of early. Now, the suplex off the top rope by Lyra was a great spot. The crossbody, the leg drop, that's really good. But she did the leg drop to the back of Becky while she was laid out on the barricade. So that was probably the best spot, because that could have went bad and it didn't. A manhandle slam from the second rope I thought was going to end the match, but Lyra kicked out somehow, which I was surprised by. Becky and Lyra both beating the 10 count was interesting because they were laid out for all 9 seconds and just magically got up once they heard 9. So you could have just restarted the match or something like that, but I guess it works. And Becky Lynch won on a roll-up, and the stipulation was if Becky lost, she couldn't challenge Lyra for the IC title ever again. And if Lyra lost, she had to raise Becky's hand, and then she had to do it. Had to raise her hand. Becky made her raise her hand and made her go around to all 4 sides of the arena. While they were standing in the ring, of course, made her turn to all 4 sides of the arena. Then she wanted Lyra to put the title on her, and she did, but she had a suplex and a Nightwing after that. So this rivalry isn't over yet. So they still got some stuff with this, and I enjoyed that. I felt like them getting another match, they definitely should, because Lyra is still up 2-1 technically. And technically on the main roster, they're tied 1-1. So even, because Lyra won the one time they faced off in NXT, but on the main roster, they're 1-1, which that's what matters, the main roster. So get them their match or insert Bayley, make it a triple threat match, and see where that goes. Then the only match I didn't cover for Money in the Bank, Dirty Dom versus Octagon Jr. This match I didn't like. I know some people enjoyed it, but I wasn't a fan of this match for the IC title. The springboard moonsault by Octagon was cool, but Octagon was, I don't know, I wasn't impressed with this match. Like, Octagon Jr., he's a tag team guy, in my opinion. Not just because I know him, just because that's where I feel like he thrives best in the tag team division. Doing tag team matches, doing 6-man tags, that's where he thrives best at. It's not like they have great chemistry. It wasn't a terrible match, but it wasn't some amazing match either. It was pretty mediocre in my opinion. Leah Morgan getting involved, I felt like was unnecessary, because Dominic has more momentum than Octagon Jr. has right now. And I've been keeping up with Octagon Jr. and TNA from what I've seen. So Dominic should be able to beat him clean. Like, he should be able to beat, obviously he can't beat everybody clean, but there's certain people that he has to beat clean. And I felt like he could have beat him clean, especially with WWE on in AAA. Like, it's not like they finna try to bury everybody. And the match didn't get a lot of time, in my opinion, either. Because I think the pay-per-view went off at like 9:30 or something. I think the match could have got a little bit more time. I think it could have used about 3 to 5 more minutes, and I probably would have been with it. But Dominic ended up retaining. At least Octagon Jr. got that moment, but I wasn't a fan of it. But let me know what y'all think of Money in the Bank. And I'll give Money in the Bank a 7 out of 10. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't fantastic, but it was solid. It was a good show. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I'm just mad that Seth Rollins won Money in the Bank. But leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, comment what y'all thought, and share the video for others to see.